Somebody emailed this to me, and I can't believe this slipped through the cracks, and it was off my radar. But Neil Cavuto of Fox Business was talking to a Tea Party activist about the child refugees at the border. This is from about a week ago. And listen to how these extremists view those poor kids.
Nevertheless, those who are opposed to what the president is doing and planning, it always comes back to them being either heartless or clueless or both. When in fact, I notice far more compassion shown to those who aren't even supposed to be here than taxpayers footing the bill to make sure all is okay with them while they are here.
We're dealing with this firsthand here in Texas, and I can tell you that the leadership of Texas has a perfect opportunity to create the narrative that's happening because, as you mentioned in your opening, these are not refugees. The Dallas immigration lawyers dealing with this case are saying that fleeing from the drug cartel is not a reason to come to this country and stay. So what they've been able to do is to teach these people to say that they're fleeing an abusive parent, which by the law gives them the right to come in and stay in this country. But here's the thing. The people that are being bussed into our communities, Neil, they say, oh, it's about the children. These children are hurt. They're fleeing. They need help. Only 1/5 of the people that are being bussed into American cities are children. And let's talk about these children for a second. We just found out some of these children as young as 8 years old that are being processed as child refugees are members of MS-13, a violent street gang. And some of these people have even admitted to helping torture and murder people in their home country.
And I'll give the benefit of the doubt that there's over legitimate stress cases, threats of by drug lords and
when you're so insane that Neil Cavuto has to correct your ass. No, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. And you say that they're in a bad situation. Did you hear what she said? That's a Tea Party activist who just said 8-year-olds are gangbangers in MS-13 who, quote, torture and murder. 8-year-olds are torturing and murdering. 8-year-olds. 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 You don't even believe that. You can't believe that. 8-year-olds? You know what you do when you're 8? You play with Legos. You know what you do when you're 8? You eat Captain Crunch. Actually, that's a lie. I'm 26, and Captain Crunch is delicious. But the fact that anybody could believe that, it shows you how twisted their worldview is. They separate everything into black and white categories. Oh my God, if you're an American and you're already here, you're wonderful and great and you're just the fucking best ever. You're God's gift to the earth, except the liberals, they suck balls too. But if you're, oh my God, the dark people that are coming from Guatemala and Honduras and Mexico with Ebola and fucking swine flu and all these problems, and lock them out. This is terrible. They're fucking 8-year-old gangbangers who murder and torture. To say that's an extremist position doesn't even begin to describe it, because that's beyond counterfactual. Like, you're so wrong to the point where it's like borderlining fascist propaganda. You know, oh, the dirty 8-year-old MS-13 gangbangers torturing and murdering people. Only thing she didn't throw in there was rape. And, oh, that's probably coming soon. Then she just lies. She goes, oh, well, 1/5 only 1/5 are kids. Where the fuck did you get that from? Where's your source? It's probably from, fucking WorldNet Daily or some other conspiracy website that flat out makes shit up. Because every news article I've read, every single one on every single website, every single credible source, none of them say 1/5. It's only 1/5. It's specifically considered a child immigration crisis, a child refugee crisis. Why should I trust your punk ass over all the news sources when you just said that 8-year-olds are torturing and murdering? And, I love how she just declares, well, they're not refugees. They're not refugees. What do you mean they're not refugees? What are you talking about? She's like, no, they're not refugees. What they're doing is they're just fleeing the drug cartels. Well, that would be a refugee. She's like, no, they're just not categorized that way. I don't give a fuck if they're categorized as that or Barney or former cast members on Gilligan's Island. They're fucking refugees. Did you know that in Honduras and in Guatemala and in other Central American countries that these kids are coming from, I kid you not, Vox reported on this recently, how dangerous those places are and the violence over there and the murder rates over there, it's higher than Iraq in the height of the Iraq War. The idea that these kids are not refugees, you're just a dunce who doesn't read the news and doesn't know actual data, and you're just going to go out there and talk out of your anus. Final thing on this, we'll jump over to Neil Cavuto's ridiculous lead-in point. He says, well, isn't it weird how we give more compassion for child refugees than taxpayers? Number one, no. They're fleeing a place that's more dangerous than Iraq at the height of the war. So no. Number two, why should I feel for the taxpayers on the issue of immigration? What percentage of the federal budget is going towards these poor kids to have some water in a hot pocket and a roof over their head while we figure out what to do with them? 0.0000000000000000001%? What's the percentage? And meanwhile, if I'm going to feel for the taxpayers, which I do, you know what I'm going to feel for? Why we wasted so much money in Iraq and Afghanistan. Why we waste so much money on the 900 military bases. Why we give no-bid contracts to Halliburton and KBR when Dick Cheney used to work for them and he got a leaving bonus of over $10 million. That's what I'm gonna care about. That I'm gonna care about the money we give to Walmart. I'm gonna care about the money we give to ExxonMobil. I'm gonna care about the corporate welfare and the billions of dollars we give to Wall Street every year. I'm gonna care about the fact that Mitt Romney pays 15% in taxes on $20 million when he sits on his ass, when some poor guy making $70,000 a year has to pay 20% in taxes, 25% in taxes. That's how I'm gonna feel for the taxpayer. That's how I'm gonna feel for them. Not about, hey, maybe we should look out for these kids who are escaping near death in their countries that we destroyed because of our dumbass drug war. If I want to feel for the taxpayers, it's because we wasted $1 trillion on the drug war that didn't fucking work. And that's now killing these kids in Central America and Mexico.